We start the 7 o'clock hour with a live look up in the high country where the mountains are getting some much more needed snow. This is a live look right now at Crested Butte at the snow stake there. What does it say? 8 inches of fresh powder. Now, due to the recent snow, huge chunks of the state are under avalanche warnings this morning. This is a look at the avalanche danger map from the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. Forecasters say it will be easy to trigger slides on steep slopes. The highest danger is at or above that tree line. During an avalanche warning, travel in this terrain is not recommended. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. KUSA with us now. Weather has been really our top headline the last couple of mornings. So lots to talk about. Where do you want to start here?
Let's talk about what's happening in Denver, and then we'll go to the mountains because it will not be as breezy as what we saw yesterday. The winds were howling and whipping, fire danger high. No advisories here, but the high country, it's great to see the snow. Avalanche concerns. So let's talk about it all. A big portion of the state is still under advisories from wind to snow and ice in the mountains, but none here for the Denver area this morning. It's a really pretty start. Off to our west, though, you see those billowing clouds, and this is a live look for you over Glenwood Springs. We've been watching the snow fall there, really sticking to the roadways as you head to slightly higher terrain off to the west. Live look near Aspen. The mountains are very happy. At least I know many people who live there are, especially for our ski areas. We are watching the snowfall and it will continue in waves coming in from west to east as we go through today, again tomorrow, and then once again on Friday. So additional accumulations that will create avalanche concerns really through the end of the week with any bit of heavy snow on those steep slopes. You combine that with gusty winds. Backcountry travel, not recommended. Skiers, snowboarders, just be extra cautious out there for today. We haven't seen this type of snow event in the mountains all season long. So it's a welcome sight finally after we have been talking record low snowpack for days, weeks, months at this point. But for today, with those high winds and winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in place, travel may be tricky at times. Now, for us here in town, no advisories. That avalanche warning in effect until Wednesday, most of Colorado's mountains. But later on tonight, the winds will pick up. Yesterday, we saw the highest winds, Denver and east. Today, it's going to be west into the foothills near Boulder, up into Broomfield, Estes Park, and down south near Colorado Springs. Wind gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour possible. So damaging conditions, but a little higher humidity, and we're not talking red flag warnings necessarily, with the potential for a few brief rain and snow showers. Now in Denver, 38 degrees this morning, winds relatively calm, gustier conditions down south. But Brown, it's really a tale of two sides of the state. Chillier this morning, but later on today, 50s for highs. We'll talk about our next best chance for seeing a little bit of snowfall in town by the end of the week coming up.
Katie, thank you so much. 7:03 is your time for this Wednesday morning. Let's get you out the door with a live look from Sky 9, giving us a live look of I-25 and 6th Avenue. For anyone taking I-25 this morning, seeing a bit of a slowdown on those southbound lanes. 6th Avenue, that is not the case, not tracking any crashes or overnight construction. I want to show you what it looks like also along C-470 and Santa Fe. Both directions of C-470, it's still in pretty good shape. You still have the green light out there, especially right near Highlands Ranch. Getting to your drive times, no crashes to report this morning. Very different story than what we're seeing out in the high country, where we're seeing snowplows, slick conditions out there up and down I-70. But here in the metro area, 270, seeing slowdowns from I-25 heading into I-70. So really between York and Vasquez is where I'm seeing that slowdown. You're looking at a 10-minute drive, no crashes to report in that area.
Brianna, this next story developed overnight in Littleton, a fire at an apartment complex near South Delaware Street. According to South Metro Fire, everyone inside did get out, although one person had to be treated on the scene by medics. The fire now under control, but multiple families are displaced. Investigators are working to determine what caused the fire. Police in Arvada and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation are looking for a missing teenager. So we're going to give you a look right here at the 13-year-old Marley Laureano Flores was last seen Sunday morning near West 51st Avenue, not far from Columbine Park. Law enforcement believes that she could be in Gunnison at this point. They believe she's wearing a black sweatshirt and carrying around a black backpack. Anyone with information can call Arvada Police using that number we have up on the screen, or you can simply call 911.
PetSmart has to pay thousands of dollars to several dozen former employees in Colorado as part of a new settlement. The Colorado Attorney General's office sued the pet store chain last summer over claims it trapped dog groomers through a deceptive training program. The AG's office says a state investigation found evidence that PetSmart advertised its grooming academy as free, but then required anyone who left the job too soon to repay those training costs. The chain paid the state $225,000 to resolve the claims. The state will now divvy out that money to former employees who were impacted. PetSmart also agreed to stop the advertisement, forgive all outstanding fees, stop collection efforts, and direct credit agencies to remove negative credit information.
Reflections on the life and legacy of civil rights leader Jesse Jackson continue around the country and right here in Colorado. Reverend Jackson made regular visits to the state throughout his decades as a civil rights leader and Baptist minister, often speaking at schools and giving commencement speeches. Former Mayor Michael Hancock says he remembers seeing Jackson here in Denver for the first time when he was just 6 years old. Meanwhile, Cleo Parker Robinson, a local dancer and studio owner, knew Jackson well.
Even though we had a small black community, he knew it was a mighty one, and he tapped into that. And here I was an artist, and he knew that, but he always knew that art had a place, and I always appreciated that.
Jesse Jackson died early yesterday. He was 84 years old.
Students from Thunder Vista Elementary School in Broomfield are back in a classroom after a fire broke out during Christmas break at their school. More than 700 kids were split up across several schools so they could keep learning. Our Lauren Scafidi is live at Arapahoe Ridge Elementary School in Westminster. And Lauren, that's one of the 4 schools that took on these new kids.
It is, Corey, and we should start to see kids arriving here in the next 40 minutes or so. But the district says that they looked at all of the buildings that they had in the area, considered class size, and then they went from there. Take a look at your screen. I want to show you some video. This is the fire and the aftermath of that fire at Thunder Vista over Christmas break. The fire broke out on December 27th. No one was hurt, but it did cause electrical and plumbing damage. So kids got back into the different classrooms across the district in mid-January. Now here is a peek inside Arapahoe Ridge. It was so fun to be in this classroom. The only thing that's different though here is the physical room that they're in. Students are surrounded by their same exact classmates here from Thunder Vista with their same teacher. The principal says it was important to keep the kids together, so there was, just some sense of normalcy as they're in this new space for just a couple months. One challenge, though, is that some Thunder Vista families with kids in multiple grades, well, they got split up across different schools. Now, the district says Thunder Vista is 4 schools, but still one heart.
Our students have shown an incredible amount of resilience, perseverance, and grit, and that's what we believe in at Thunder Vista, and I couldn't be prouder of them.
She adds that she hopes classes can pick back up at Thunder Vista in the fall. In the meantime, you've got to check this out. Look at this. There is school spirit all around, every corner at Arapahoe Ridge, with nods to Thunder Vista everywhere. You see lots of buffaloes there. So coming up on 9 News Mornings and streaming on 9 News Plus, I'll explain some of the repairs that have happened, other repairs that are underway, and we'll talk to a student about the change so far. Live in Westminster, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
All right, Lauren, we'll see you again next hour. Meanwhile, President Trump's sweeping budget bill that passed last summer created new corporate tax breaks, but now Democrats here in Colorado are introducing a bunch of bills to reverse those changes here at the state level. So for the most part, Colorado's tax policy mirrors federal policy. Last year, when Congress passed that new tax bill that included millions of dollars in corporate tax breaks, those breaks also went into effect in Colorado. At this point, state Democrats are trying to hold on to some of that tax revenue by capping corporate write-offs and certain deductions, saying it's all in an effort to help balance the state's budget. Democrats at the state capitol already overturned some federal tax cuts last year. Meanwhile, Republicans at the state capitol say Colorado's budget problems are not due to those federal tax cuts. They blame overspending by Democrats instead.
Governor Jared Polis announced Susan Blanco would be appointed as the state Supreme Court's newest justice. She previously serves as the chief judge of Colorado's 8th Judicial District and was the first woman to hold that title.
I'm the daughter of immigrants and come from a family of political asylees. And I am a living promise of the American dream.
The announcement follows the retirement of Justice Melissa Hart and will fill the vacancy left by Hart on the 7-seat court. Blanco will serve until November 2028, when voters will decide whether to retain her for a 10-year term.